The NFL draft was insane once again. There were some insane moves and some smart pickups by teams and some all-around questionable ones. So in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the winners and losers of this year's NFL draft. But before I get into it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and comment that your team, killed this year's NFL draft, made some great pickups, or do they all-around fumble it like the Atlanta Falcons? So let's get straight into it, and we might as well start off with talking about the Atlanta Falcons and what they did this year. So the biggest question mark in Atlanta's draft, I'm just going to address it right away, and the reason why, in my opinion, I think they're a loser. Well, I guess you could say the Atlanta Falcons are kind of a loser, and would also throw Kirk Cousins in kind of being a loser as well. But that Michael Penix pick was very questionable at the number 8 spot. I'm not gonna lie. Now I've seen some people try to tell me why it's a good pick. Oh, they're trying to plan for the future and stuff like that. But I really do not see it. I truly just see too many red flags in this situation. Yes, I know Kirk Cousins, he's old now. He's coming off an Achilles injury that's very serious. Some people really don't think Kirk is going to play his 4 years of his contract, but I truly think Kirk is going to play all his years on his contract, and I don't know why the Falcons would give him $180 million if they didn't go ahead and think that. Maybe they're like, oh, we wanted a backup or something like that, but I feel like drafting Penix this high was all around ridiculous. Now, yes, later in the draft, Penix probably would have been gone, but here's my thing. Penix has an injury history. He's had 2 season-ending injuries already. He's going to turn 24 next month, and you desperately need help on the edge. In the last 3 seasons, the Atlanta Falcons have had 81 sacks. That is the worst in the NFL. They struggle with getting to the quarterback. With Raheem Morris at head coach, this was the time for them to go ahead and, draft a Dallas Turner, a Jared Verse, someone on the edge that would go ahead and dominate and bring in the sacks on defense for this Atlanta team, and they just didn't do it. Yes, they drafted an edge later in the draft, but who knows, with Raheem Morris, he's a mastermind. He might end up blossoming into something. But I truly feel like you do not pass on an insane talent and some insane athleticism in Dallas Turner and draft a quarterback when you already signed one for $180 million. I just feel like you could have built the team and built that defense up when the offense is already great. Yes, I know they're trying to go ahead and build for the future. Me personally, I just really don't agree with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because me personally, I don't agree with it. I don't think it was a good pick, but some people out there think it was a great one. But yes, the Atlanta Falcons / Kirk Cousins are losers in this year's NFL draft. Now we gotta talk about the Denver Broncos, because of course they're in poverty right now. They got $40 million in dead cap because of Russell Wilson, and their quarterback situation was, well, it was pretty bad. We got some Zach Wilson, some Jarrett Stidham, some Ben DiNucci. Yeah, a lot of people looked at the Broncos and they were like, yeah, they need to go ahead and take a quarterback in this draft, but taking one at 12, yeah, I didn't like this whatsoever. I feel like that was too high, kind of the situation, but Atlanta did it way worse, because at least the Broncos actually had a reason to, because they didn't have a quarterback whatsoever. But yeah, I feel like taking him at 12 is just too high, because it took Nix a while to go ahead and blossom in college, and well, his last year at Oregon, he was pretty good. I don't know how much more he's gonna go ahead and develop, and Nix is also on the older side, just like Penix. So drafting him at 12 is just like, the Broncos are really just pressured into doing this. In my opinion, they should have took best player available on that defense. I feel like they could use some huge and some better defensive pieces to go ahead and get that defense ready. But I guess the Broncos really didn't have a choice with quarterbacks flying off the board insanely fast, because man, I've never seen a quarterback run like that ever before in any NFL draft ever. Yes, they did go ahead and pair him with Troy Franklin, though it might be a nice duo if everything go ahead and pans out, but drafting him at 12, I feel like that's too high. They could have took a guy like Lotto, Dallas Turner, he was still on the board. Crap, if you even wanted to build up that old line more, there's still some linemen on the board. I feel like taking him at 12, they had to go ahead what they had to go ahead and do, but I do have the Denver Broncos as a loser in this draft. Man, we gotta talk about the San Francisco 49ers, because they went ahead and drafted a receiver. Yeah, they drafted a wide receiver, which I get they're in trade talks currently, and there's rumors about Debo or Ayuk getting traded, but if that doesn't happen and somehow they manage to keep both, and drafting a wide receiver in the first round this high is kind of crazy in my opinion in the situation the Niners are in, because if they want to draft a receiver, I think they should have waited a little bit. There were still some guys in some late rounds like Javon Baker they could have went ahead and got. Adion Mitchell went ahead and fell. There were some guys in later rounds they could have went ahead and got. But drafting Ricky Paracel, I'm pretty certain that's how you say his last name. If I mispronounced it, I apologize. But drafting Ricky this early was kind of I didn't like the pick, man. It was the end of the first round. They went ahead and drafted him. If they truly believe that Debo or Ayuk's going to be off their team soon. They should have waited, because if they go ahead and play next year, Ricky's going to be in an odd situation, because think about it. They already got Debo, they got Ayuk, Juwan Jennings goes ahead and makes some nice plays. They got George Kittle, they got Christian McCaffrey. They have too many pass catchers, in my opinion, for them to go ahead and spend a pick this high on a wide receiver. If they really want to go ahead and draft one, they should have waited till later rounds, but I truly feel like the Niners could have went ahead and, maybe drafted some O-line, draft some more defense, because, that defense is already great. Might as well make it better, or at least, beef up the O-line, since every other part of the team is, doing pretty well. But I just think that, drafting Ricky this early, I think some of you guys are going to go ahead and agree with me on this one too. The Niners are a loser, especially with this early pick, man. Especially with this early pick. You know what, guys? Let's stop talking about losers. I don't like this losing mentality. Let's talk about some winners of this year's NFL draft. Let's start off with the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, he got to be one of the best winners of this year's draft. Hold on, he gets drafted to the Bears, even though, everybody knew he was going to get drafted to the Bears. This man has really no excuses whatsoever. He has an ultimate offense this year. This man gets to throw to Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome in his first season as an NFL starting quarterback. That's insane. And he has DeAndre Swift coming out the backfield. This Bear team offense is all around loaded. Yes, a lot of people think the Bears should have went ahead and, took some more O-line, drafted an edge rusher like Dallas Turner with the 9th pick, or even drafted Johnny Newton. But you cannot lie, Caleb Williams is a winner of this draft. Even the Chicago Bears, they kind of nailed their first 2 picks, I'm not gonna lie. I know Caleb Williams is going in Chicago a very, very happy man, because I truly believe, I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I think next year for sure, he's getting the 4,000 yards for the Chicago Bears, because this offense is all around loaded. The Bears truly did this draft right, and they truly nailed it, in my opinion. How does the NFL keep letting Howie Roseman get away with this? The Eagles secondary is all around stacked now, and this Eagle team, they're going to be back next year. I don't care if it's April, I'm labeling the Philadelphia Eagles as contenders. This is insane. First off, they don't have a pick till around the 22nd pick, and they went ahead and got Quinion Mitchell out of Toledo. Now, the reason why I feel like this guy didn't get talked a lot about is because, he came out of Toledo, but this man is the #1 rated quarter in the draft. He's locked down, and I feel like he's going to, really go ahead and replace Darius Slayer, James Bradbury when their time's up, because I know the clock is ticking. And they also went ahead and paired him with a guy and then later in the second round, they went ahead and got Cooper DeJean, which is a safety/corner hybrid. He can play corner and safety. The Eagles all of a sudden got a no-fly defense is starting to look like in, the city of Philadelphia. The only problem I see on that secondary is James Bradbury. I know they're rookies, so it's going to take them a hot minute to go ahead and blossom, but if they blossom into the guys that they should be, they're going to be great, because Cooper DeJean, he can play safety, he can play corner, and he was a projected first-round pick, and he fell all the way to the second. As soon as I saw Philly was on the clock, I'm like, they're about to do something insane, and Howie Roseman did it once again. And of course, they also drafted a nice running back in the 4th round, being Will Shipley. I'm pretty certain that's how you say his name. He can be a nice running back to go ahead and, cater towards Saquon. And then later on in the draft, they went ahead and got Johnny Wilson. Yeah, Howie Roseman did it once again. The Philadelphia Eagles might be the biggest winner of this year's NFL draft. I don't know how they did it. This Eagle team is all around loaded. Locked and loaded for next year. I cannot wait to see what this Eagle team does. But now with better coordinators, I'm truly labeling them as contenders. They killed the draft. Hold on, because the Pittsburgh Steelers, well, they also killed the draft. Of course, they didn't go ahead and draft a quarterback. They got the cheapest quarterback room in the NFL. They aren't spending any money whatsoever. What the Steelers went ahead and did is in the 4th round, a lot of people think he's the steal of the draft. They got Peyton Wilson, which I think he's honestly a pretty good linebacker. I've seen the tape and he's pretty good. And then in the 1st round, they went ahead and got Troy. Oh my gosh, this was a perfect pick for them. They really needed some offensive line help, and they landed a perfect guy that fell all the way to them late, which is all around such a great thing for them. And that really should help the Steelers run game. Troy's a great guy to have in the run game. And then later they went ahead and got Roman Wilson, which is another receiver that they could go ahead and use and hopefully go ahead and fill to the void of Deontay Johnson not being there anymore. And they also drafted another lineman, being Zach Frazier. The Steelers also killed the draft. They had some great pieces. Peyton Wilson, great linebacker. Troy, great offensive line. Zach Frazier, also some great offensive line pieces right there. It's just all around crazy to see what the Pittsburgh Steelers did this year and how they really killed the draft. And this year's biggest winner of the NFL draft, honestly, he might be bigger winners than the Eagles and Steelers and the Bears, all because, well, Somehow, some way, this man, he's getting paid $40 million. He kept his job and he got a new wide receiver. Daniel Jones is a winner of this year's draft. He didn't get replaced by JJ McCarthy. He got a good receiver in Malik. He's still getting paid $40 million. Life is good for Daniel Jones right now. Coming off an ACL injury, he's going to be back. He's going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants. But man, at least for next year, Danny Jones is truly living life good right now. This really couldn't have went more perfect for him. $40 million, new wide receiver, didn't get replaced. Perfect for Danny Dime. But yeah, that's going to be my video of me breaking down my losers and my winners of this year's NFL draft. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Go ahead and comment and let me know what you guys think. Add your guys' winners and your losers in the comments. I would love to talk to you guys about it. Like I said earlier in the video, follow my Twitter at CrumbleTakes, Instagram at CrumbleTakes. Even follow my reel. Yeah, guys, I use the app Reel if you guys don't see in my shorts. My real handle is, CrumbleTakes as well. All my socials are CrumbleTakes. If you put in CrumbleTakes on something, you'll probably find me. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.